Okay, so this is the spider stitch that we're going to do for lefties. I have already done a chain. Ignore this project, it's just the yarn I've got. So we got our chain, and hers is chain 70. I've only chained 8 because chaining 70 is just going to take too long to show you. So the first stitch after you chain your base chain or your foundation chain is a single crochet, chain, single crochet into every other chain. So you're going to start with your second chain. So this is your first step here. This one's your first. It's always the one next to your loop on the hook. That is your first chain right there. So this is the second one right here. This is the one we're going to go in. I tend to go in from the bottom because I am horrible with chains. I think everyone is. If you have too many issues like I'm kind of having, you can utilize a bigger hook to create your chain. You can go up a size or two, create your chain, swap out your hook to your one that you're going to use for your project, and that will give you a looser chain. So that way you have the bigger loops on the back. I am used to crocheting on the hump. That's almost every single project I've done, but a lot will utilize the V's. So what you're going to do, you're going to slide into that second chain, which you got your first and your second right here. I tend to flip mine over because it's that first prominent hump really. So I am in my second chain, yarn over, pull through. So now you have 2 on your hook, yarn over again, pull through both loops. That is a single crochet. And then she has a chain 1. Now what I'm going to do here, this seems a little weird, but it's what I do. I'm going to pull my hook out because I'm going to grab a stitch marker. It's vital. I don't know why she calls this a beginner because I've had to mark every stitch after I've watched her video. So I'm going to stitch mark my chain 1. And it's after I've chained my 1, I put the stitch marker on, put my hook back on. Now we're going to go back into that same spot. We're going to slide in, if I can get it in. Like I said, chains are hard. Once you get going, it's not so bad. So you're going to go back in. You're going to grab the yarn, pull it through. So you got 2 on your hook, and you're just doing another single crochet. And then you pull through. That is 1 stitch. Now we're going to skip the next chain and then go into the next one. So we're skipping the one right here by the hook. That is your next chain. You're going to skip that. You're going to go right here. So it's, when you kind of look at the humps on the back, is really your first predominant one because your tension is pulling in here to get rid of that other hump. So it's your first predominant hump. So again, I'm going to go in, and sometimes I do this. I take my hook and I'll go in the hump. It's kind of easier for me. Sometimes it is, sometimes it isn't. It really just depends. But you're going to slide back through. You're going to yarn over, pull through. 2 on a hook. Yarn over, pull through the loops. There's our single crochet. Yarn over again for the chain 1. Pull the hook out. Grab stitch marker. Put it on if you can. I like these little ones. I don't open them unless I'm pulling them out. I just find it easier to pull my hook out, put the stitch marker on, put the hook back in. It's just easier. And so now we're going to do another single crochet in that same spot. As you can see, I am in the same spot. Kind of makes it a little predominant once you get one in. Yarn over, pull through, 2 on hook, yarn over, pull through 2, single crochet. We're going to do that again, and you're going to keep doing that. You're going to skip every other crochet. So the one that's right here, that little tiny one right by that last crochet, we're going to skip that. First predominant hump, because tension. It's going to get easier as you go because your tension's pulling. Yarn over, pull through, 2 on hook, yarn over, pull through. You got your single crochet, yarn over, pull through. There's your chain 1. again with the stitch finders. And this is vital. This is really going to be vital for this. It's going to make it a lot easier to see where you're going. After I've watched Kayla's video, I kind of realized I needed to do this. Stitch markers are your friend. I have two different ones here. This little purple one, that is a bigger one. It is actually marking where I'm going to end because I have another single crochet, because again, this is another project I'm working on. I'm just using the yarn. So I'm going to do it one more time because this is going to be the fourth one, because it's every other one. So divided by 2 is 4, because I've got 8 chains. So my next one, we're going to go into this loop with the little purple stitch marker. So I'm going to utilize the stitch marker. I apologize for shaking. I don't know why I'm shaking. I've been shaking. I've ate. I've drank water. I've rested. But I'm going to go through. Now what I do, because I'm a lefty, and I've got my little tail floating off over here. This is something that a lot of people don't realize. You can yarn over like this. A lot of people try to do this. Don't do this. Do this. Yarn over. Let that hook grab it. Don't lose the tension. As you can tell, I don't tend to tension with this hand. I don't like to. I have a pretty good natural tension. Okay, so we yarned over, pulled through, got 2 on loop. Pulled through again. There's a single crochet, and my yarn's being weird. Nope. Okay, so that is the first row. You're going to do that for 35 stitches because you've got 70. So 35, but there's 2 to a thing, so there's going to be... Did I fuck that up? I did. Hold on. What did I do? Nope, I forgot one. I'm going to have to redo this, and I don't want to. So you know what? We're just going to keep going. Because mistakes happen. We learn to fix the mistakes as we go. Mistakes happen. It's okay if it happens. You can always redo it. So we're going to fix this. Because if mistakes don't happen, it's not handmade. Believe me, I have mistakes in almost every project. It's going to happen. Do not expect perfection the first time you do something. I have actually undone this chain like 10 different times before doing this. So let's try this again. So I've got the 2 there. So now I'm on my last one. So we're going to, like I said, I'm shaking and I don't know why. I've ate. Drink water. Don't know why. Yarn over, pull through. 2 on hook. Yarn over, pull through. 1 on hook. There's our chain 1. Or single crochet. Chain 1. Hook off. Lovely little wire stitch markers that I do not open because I just don't. I like stitch markers, so they will save you a lot of headache. The project I have on my hook that I'm actually working on is a corner to quarter. Does not have stitch markers because it's that easy, I found out. And I've been crocheting a while and I still use stitch markers. So we're going to get our other single crochet back in the loop, yarn over, pull through, 2 on hook, yarn over, pull through, single crochet. Don't worry if you don't get it, we're going to keep going. So now we're going to turn our work. I can't do a normal flip because of my project and I don't want to move it because it's C2C and it's a big one. So we're just going to do this. It's okay. It don't matter. Because it's all going to come out in the end. So that was row 1. Now we're going to do row 2. Her row 2 is the same as row 1, but you're going to go into the chain spaces. That's why we have stitch markers. Those stitch markers marked our chain spaces. I have more stitch markers. I suggest do not pull these out until you're done with this row. So you're going to have 2 rows of stitch markers at any given time. But it will help. And there's going to be a little weird spot at the end. We'll get to that and I'll show you. So we're going to yarn over. Go through that little loop where the stitch marker is. Pull through. Actually, hold up. Woo! I keep trying to do double crochet. My project's double crochet. It's one of my favorite stitches, and I keep messing up, and we're going to deal with it. Because again, mistakes happen. It's okay. Believe me. So we are going to go through, yarn over, pull through, 2 on loop, yarn over, pull through. That's a single crochet. Yarn over the hook, chain 1. Grab your stitch, pull it off so you don't lose your stitch. I can do this sitting in a car, just about going anywhere doing this. Put the stitch marker on, put the hook back in. And now we're going to go back through where the purple is, where this little pinkish purple stitch marker is. I'm going to go back in. Pull through. You see how that's like an easy motion? I just slide right on in, grab that yarn, pull through, 2 on hook, yarn over, pull through, 1 on hook. That is the spider stitch. So now we're going to do it again. So now we got to jump because it's every other one, because this is not, that is not a chain 1 space. Your chain 1 spaces are marked. This is why you got to do this, because you're going to try to go here. I've done it about 10 different times or so, messed up every time, had to go back and do it. These stitch markers will save your life. I got these at Hobby Lobby. I know, Hobby Lobby, but I went to Hobby Lobby, got these. These are like $2, I think, when I bought them, but that was pre-pandemic, so I have no idea now. You can catch them on sale, get some stitch markers, and get some small ones, get some of different sizes. I have stitch markers of all sizes. I have even used these. I don't like these, but they are great for if you've got a lot going on and you're using really big yarn. The big old fuzzy Bernat blanket yarn. These are wonderful. These are just little book rings. Just little book rings. That's all they are. I have several. These are stitch markers. These are just slide in, hang on, pull them out. I don't like them because that right there likes to grab other stitch markers. I have a purple one of these on the thing. I have these ones. I have stitch markers. You can use safety pins if you do not have stitch markers or any money to go get them, because I understand money situations. Safety pins, because this is basically a safety pin. This is why I do not open them. They're pokey. Don't want to poke yourself in the finger. I've done it too many times. I have cats, they poke enough. So we're going to keep on continuing on with the stitch markers. So the next one, because we've already done the one here, so that is a completed stitch more or less. You are going to go through. So I'm going through, if I can get my hook to behave. So what I'm doing, if you need to see, there's a hole. You can pull on that, helps pop it in. Yarn over, pull through, slide through, 2 on hook. 2 on hook, that is a single crochet. Yarn over, pull through, and to see, because I don't do my tension, which just feels weird, I have issues. But it's okay. It's just how I crochet, it's how I learned, and that's what we're going to do. And there's that. Yarn over, slide back through. That's your chain 1. Pull off the hook. Grab your safety pin, your stitch marker, whatever you're using. Slide back in. Does not matter which way you go on the loop because it all straightens itself out. And now we're going to go back in. Continue to do the single crochets. Do not yarn over here to do a chain. I keep trying to do that. I've already done 2. You don't need to do that. It's just, you're just going to go straight to the next one. Slide in, pull through. You can kind of see how my hand is. That's my tension. It's non-existent. But I rely on my hooks for my tension. So I actually use a smaller hook. So I've already done my single crochet, yarn over, pull through. There's my chain 1. If I cannot drop the stitch markers because they're stubborn, but they work. Put it back on, put the hook back in, and we're gonna go back through, slide in, pull through. If you're having trouble learning stitches, just take it and just start going. Just start going with that same one, just repetitive. I use stitch guides. Like I said, I've been crocheting since I was in middle school. I am 33 now. I still do this. I still have to reference. It's okay. So we have, I just forgot where we're at. We've got our stitch done. So now we're going to go over to this blue one. This is our last one. You may be like, well, that looks a little weird. It does. I don't know why. I followed it. Yarn over, pull through. Yarn over, pull through 2. Chain 1. Slide the hook off. We're going to grab stitch marker, pop them on. Pop that in. Dun dun dun. We're going to slide back through. Grab our yarn, pull through. Whoop. If you ever get too much, just tug on that little tail. It tightens it back up. So we got our 2. Slide through. There's our chain 1. You notice it looks weird, but you all are going to be stitching these blocks together at the end, so that will actually even out when you go to stitch it. That's okay. So we're going to flip back over. I'm going to flip my yarn over instead of the project because I don't want to flip the project. Like I said, it's all okay. The yarn kind of follows itself. So that was row 2. This is row 3. I have 2 rows. You can actually now pull this first row, this bottom row of stitch markers out because you will not need them. But I'm going to leave them on because I'm not going to poke myself, and I'm going to undo this when we're done so I can have my project back. So we are going to not yarn over, not double crochet, single crochet. We're going to go through, pull through, yarn over, pull through 2. There's a single crochet, chain 1, pull the hook out. Stitch markers are a wonderful thing. And now we're gonna do the next single crochet in the same spot in this hook. You notice I used 4 lovely stitch markers on that second row because it's 4. We're gonna pull through, 2 on hook, yarn over, pull through. There's our second single crochet in the same space. Notice there's a space right here. Does not have a stitch marker. We're not going in that. We're going to go where this orange one is. So if you can't see your holes, what you do sometimes, use that little stitch marker. It helps, believe me, it does. And as you get going, it's going to become more well defined. So we're going to slide in, put 2 on the hook, not 1. We're not going in front loop only. We're not going in back loop only. We're going in both. I did that mistakenly with a blanket. The whole blanket was front loop only, so it was rib. But I like it. It's a really soft blanket. So we have 2 in, pull through, dun-dun, single crochet, yarn over, pull through, chain 1. Put on the stitch markers, pull through. We are going to not yarn over. See, I keep doing that. This is a double. This means you're going to do a double. If I were to do this, so I have 3 on hook, that's a double. Because you do 2 on a time. You do not pull off more than 2 loops at a time unless it's a really weird stitch, which I cannot think of one that does that. Every single one is 2 at a time. Single, double, treble. Those are US terms. If you're in the UK, I'm sorry. Our double is your treble. I'm sorry, I don't know why. So if you're in the UK, I apologize. But stitch guides can help you determine if you need one. I have one that I use all the time. I've printed it out. It has all my basics. So we are going to go through, slide through, pull over. Not pull over, pull through. 2 on hook, yarn over, pull through. There's our second crochet and single crochet in that loop. Skip that loop. Go to the next one. See how we're skipping? We're now going to pull, go through, pull through, 2 on hook, yarn over, pull through, 1 on hook, that is a single crochet, yarn over, pull through, chain 1, pull hook off, pop that on, pop the hook back in. See, I go this way, you can go that way, it don't matter. because the yarn sorts itself out. And now we're going to go back through. I'm going to move that stitch marker over on that side. Go through, pull through, yarn over, pull through, single crochet down. Again, we're getting kind of weird here. So this purple was from the first row. This is why I say take out your first row stitches. This purple I know was from the first row because I know I didn't have a purple. I have a red. You can color code them. You can do one row all pink, one row all blue if you have colored things. If you have charms on safety pins, use something. Use one to differentiate your row end because it makes a difference. So we're gonna slide through, yarn over, pull through. I tend to hit my nail. I don't know why. I just do. This is how I learned. Pull through, pull through, pull through, pull through. Woo. There is our single crochet, yarn over, pull through. That is our chain 1. We are gonna do another purple. Yeah, like I said, you can color code if you have the ones that will let you color code. Red I usually like for a stop, green I like for a start because stoplights are a thing. See, I try to do that yarn over again. So we're gonna slide through, slide through, slide through. Grab it, put it through. 2 on hook, yarn over, pull through, done. There's row 3. Turn back over and just keep going. Now you notice on this one in here, it looks a little wonky. That's because you're going to stitch when you go to stitch all your blocks together at the end of the year when Kayla is done. You're going to not have that because tension will pull, and it's going to do the same on this side too. It's already started, but again, when you stitch it all up, it's not gonna matter. Tension will pull. That's the spider stitch for left-handed. Looked very complicated, actually very easy. Just use the stitch markers or safety pins or whatever you have. Like I said, after that chain 1, put that on. You won't have an issue. It'll behave. Again, if you're having issues with your chain, your starting chain, go up a bigger hook. This one's a G. This is a 4.25. This is what I'm using for my current project. If I were to go up, if I was going to use this hook and was having issues with chains, I would go up to the 5, or I'd go up another step, which is I in my hooks, because these are the standard ones you get from Walmart. But these hooks will help with your chains if you go bigger, because then you're going to have more space, because this one is bigger than this one, and so you're going to have more space in that beginning chain and your foundation chain. Like I said, I usually don't have the bump on the bottom because none of my projects call for that. They call for me to go through the bump and have the V's at the bottom. So you can do that. You can actually do it where if you just want to do the bump. But I think in this one, going through the V's is going to be beneficial because of how it's set. Let me see if I have my stitch where I can see it. No, I do not. I just did this chain. Where's the tail? I've already weaved in the tail. Oh well, I've already weaved in the tail. But yeah, that is just the basic spider stitch. And you want to know what's cool? You screw up and you want to undo all this, you don't have to pull these out. They fall out. Lovely little thing when you go to pull out the stitches. If you mess up, they just fall right out because you're not looping into anything. You're looping onto that chain 1 and it's just going to fall right on out. So I can go ahead and undo mine. And back a chain. There's my chain. It looks weird because tension messes up chains. So if you're having issues, do not get that far, hopefully. And if you do, just redo your whole chain. I know it's a lot of work when you have to do that. Or you can leave it and try. it gets really hard to see. But that's how you do the spider stitch left-handed, and that's some nice little tricks that I know. If you have any questions, just let me know, or just hit me up on Discord. I'll be around.